So Waterford 227, Kilkenny 223. Waterford have booked their place in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship final. And what a win, what a performance, and what a comeback from Waterford tonight. They were 8 points down at one stage at the start of the second half. After Kilkenny hit the early point, of course, at the start of the second half, Kilkenny had an 8 point lead, and Waterford were able to overturn that and win the game in the end by 4 points. A tremendous performance all around the pitch tonight from Waterford in that second half in particular. We've seen the likes of Austin Gleeson really come to life. We've seen Stephen Bennett put in a performance that is almost worthy of Hurler of the Year, hitting 110 tonight in total, 1-4 from play, and that goal at the start of the second half proving to be absolutely crucial for Waterford, who booked their place in the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship final for the first time in 3 years, looking to end the 61-year wait for the Liam McCarthy Cup. And look, listen, what a performance it was from Waterford. And of course, as always, I'm here with my thoughts and my reaction. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Hello everyone, it's Aaron here from GA Fan TV. I hope you're all keeping wonderfully well. And Waterford, I'm sure you guys, any Waterford fans watching this will be absolutely buzzing after that win. A 4 point win tonight for Waterford over Kilkenny. And yeah, look, listen, a lot of people would have had Kilkenny coming into this game as favourites. I didn't. I backed Waterford to win this one. I feel like Kilkenny, I don't want to say they're overrated, but I feel like a lot of people coming into this game were overlooking the fact that Kilkenny, for large parts of the second half against Dublin, were extremely poor. They were actually pretty poor throughout the entire game really against Galway, other than Richie Hogan coming off the bench and making a massive difference. And look, listen, they were well deserved of winning that Leinster crown. You can't take that away from them, and they're still in the top 4, top 5 teams in the country in my opinion. But I think Waterford, for me, they just have so much talent all around the pitch, especially in that forward line with the likes of Austin Gleeson, Stephen Bennett, Jack Prendergast. Just so much talent in this Waterford side. Even looking at the midfield, in the likes of Jamie Barron and Calum Lyons as well. What a player he's been. He's another shoe-in as well, I believe, for Hurler of the Year. He's been outstanding at wing-back. But look, listen, as always, of course, what we'll do with these match reaction videos is we'll have a look at the teams, of course, that took to the field first of all here. So I suppose first of all what we will do is have a look at the Kilkenny team. So that's the team you'll see on your screen right now. So Owen Murphy in goal, Conor Delaney, Hugh Lawler, Tommy Walsh made up the full back line, Padraig Walsh, Killian Buckley and Paddy Deegan made up the half back line, Conor Brown and Conor Fogarty made up midfield, John Donnelly, TJ Reid and Martin Keown made up the half forward line, Billy Ryan, Richie Hogan and Owen Cody made up the full forward line. Moving on to the Waterford side then, so it was Stephen O'Keefe in goal, Ian Kenny, Conor Prunty and Shane McNulty making up the full back line. The half back line was Calum Lyons, Tyg de Burka and Kevin Moran. The midfield was Jamie Barron and Jake Dillon. The half forward line was Jack Fagan, Kieran Bennett, Stephen Bennett, and of course you had Desi Hutchinson, Austin Gleeson, and of course Jack Prendergast. And I suppose having a look at some of the scorers on the day, so as I said, Stephen Bennett hitting 110, superb performance, 1-4 from play in this game, and that goal at the start of the second half, absolutely crucial. You also had Austin Gleeson who hit 4 points, a really brilliant second half performance, and quite incredible really, because in the first half he was really poor. He just didn't look up to speed, he was a bit sluggish, wasn't really scooping up the ball in opportunities where he should have, hit a few chances wide in unnecessary positions at times as well, and was definitely quite poor. Darragh Lyons getting a goal, that goal late on in the second half, what an option of course coming off the bench he proved to be for Waterford. Calum Lyons with 2 points, Jack Prendergast, Desi Hutchinson, Neil Montgomery. You've 9 or 10 different scorers on the day for Waterford tonight. Just really well-rounded performance altogether. For Kilkenny, to be fair, TJ Reid in the first half was outstanding. 114, 13 of them from frees, and look, listen, or 13 from place balls, I should say. And look, listen, one thing I did say in my preview coming into this game is that when TJ Reid gets taken out of the equation, is there players there that can step up and make a difference? And Richie Hogan was one of them in the Galway game. He made a difference. But all in all, really, there isn't too many other players that can really score the way TJ Reid does. And look, TJ Reid hit 1-1 from play, and Martin Keown, to be fair, hit 1-1 from play, and I thought he was brilliant in that first half. Brilliant, getting in the right position at the right time for his goal. But all in all, you're looking at players like Owen Cody and even Billy Ryan as well. Billy Ryan didn't even score in this game, and you're just looking for a bit more from the Kilkenny forwards. Colin Fennelly wasn't even included, or when he was included, he was on the bench. but of course he wasn't in the starting 15, and he's normally one of their top forwards, and he's had a poor year as well. He didn't score in the Galway win. So, and look, listen, all in all, kind of just running through some of the key points in the game. So certainly straight off the back, Kilkenny started really, really well. They slotted 2 frees early on. John Donnelly was causing Waterford a lot of problems, especially from the breaking ball on Kilkenny puckouts. And Waterford couldn't really get into their stride in the first half. A lot of their short game was breaking down. Their long passes seemed very hopeless. Kilkenny were able to sweep it up time after time. And certainly there was a lot of problems, without doubt, from this Waterford side in that first half. The Kilkenny midfield, the likes of Conor Brown and Conor Fogarty, were very impressive, getting a lot of hooks and blocks in. Even looking in defence, the likes of Paddy Deegan and Padraig Walsh, just scooping the ball up, getting in the right positions, of course, when they needed to. And look, listen, Waterford just couldn't seem to get into this game at all in the first half. They were overhitting passes, their short game was breaking down, like I said, and TJ Reid was catching a lot of very high balls and causing a lot of problems altogether. And Waterford's indiscipline was costing them as well. They were giving away a lot of frees, just allowing Kilkenny to keep the scoreboard ticking over. And yeah, you're looking at that Martin Keown goal in the end. Richie Hogan on the end of the long puck, of course, from Owen Murphy. And of course, he had a shot saved by Stephen O'Keefe. Really good save by Stephen O'Keefe, despite him not coming off his line. And in the end, Martin Keown in the right place at the right time to slot home the rebound, of course, breaking away from Calum Lyons, who of course should have been marking him at that time. And yeah, look, listen, Waterford made a change. They brought off Jake Dillon, and Neil Montgomery, of course, came on. And generally speaking, there were some casual mistakes, you would say, from Waterford, certainly. Whether it was tiredness, whether it was the fact that, they've played 3 games on the bounce now, and whether it was the fact that, maybe they've run out of steam. Maybe now, finally, all this hurling has eventually caught up to them. And, Desi Hutchinson, even at times, took a while to get into the game. He didn't hit his first point until the 26th minute, when he caught the ball ahead of TJ Reid, ran into the open space and slotted a very, very bright point. And there were 7 points down at half time. Kilkenny got a point right at the start of the second half as well. It was an 8-point game. And yeah, you wondered really how were Waterford going to be able to turn this around? How were they going to be able to overcome Kilkenny? Because, Kilkenny, all in all, with an 8-point lead, you would expect them to see this out. But, like I said in my preview, I think Kilkenny, for me, there definitely are a lot of problems in there. I think defensively, they do concede a lot of goal chances. We've seen that in the Galway game. We've seen it in the Dublin game. And it was no different here. Straight off the bat, of course, a really well-taken goal by Stephen Bennett. And from there, I think Waterford just had the confidence. They had the will. They had the desire, really, to turn it around. And they showed just tremendous fight, tremendous work rate. They were flooding the midfield all of a sudden. And they were just getting a lot of bodies, getting blocks in, getting tackles in, winning a lot of ball. The likes of Tyg de Burka, the likes of Kevin Moran as well, superb. Calum Lyons, fantastic as always from wing-back. And even Jack Fagan at times dropping back into the midfield, really to try and support alongside Neil Montgomery and Jamie Barron, of course. And yeah, Waterford just had so much momentum, and they were pretty much able to turn it around, that has to be said. I think I actually forgot to mention the TJ Reid goal, of course, in the first half as well. That was, you have to give TJ Reid a lot of credit for that goal as well, of course. A long ball again from Owen Murphy, which Waterford were struggling to deal with. And even in the second half, they had problems with that as well, of course. And that was a really well taken goal by TJ Reid after Conor Prunty, of course, fumbled the catch. And in the end, Waterford, like I was saying, to kind of get back onto the second half, Waterford, for me, they just had the will and the desire without doubt. And Stephen Bennett, superb. Austin Gleeson was dropping more into the midfield area and dropping more into his own 65. And, there was a couple of points late on in that second half from Austin Gleeson where it just really clicked. He looked absolutely back to his best. One point, I think, kind of going close to injury time, where he was facing his own goal and he turned his body and pucked it over the bar. Really well taken point without doubt. And I think the noise from the Waterford management team made a massive difference as well. And look, listen, that might not sound like a lot, but they were willing on every score. They were driving their team on. You've seen Liam Cahill on the sideline really, really willing his team on. And, it made a massive difference because they were just causing so many problems. There was so much open spaces in Kilkenny's half-back line. Killian Buckley was struggling in the second half. He was misplacing passes. Even Owen Murphy in goal as well, really struggling at times with his own puckouts. And, Jack Prendergast, Hutchinson, Fagan, all causing all sorts of problems. Stephen Bennett as well. They were rotating a little bit around the half-back line as well, so the Kilkenny backs couldn't mark them at all. And in the end, a massive win, of course, for this Waterford side. And yeah, look, listen, you're going into the game tomorrow between Limerick and Galway, and you're wondering, who's going to win this game. Of course, could Waterford actually now potentially end a 61-year wait for an All-Ireland? They're just one win away. They gave Limerick a good go in the Munster final, of course, a couple of weeks ago, so we'll have to wait and see, of course. But look, listen, massive credit for Waterford tonight. I'm sure their fans will be absolutely delighted. I've been to Waterford many a times down the years, and I know that city is a great place to go to, and especially during hurling matches and whatnot. And it is a shame they won't be able to go out and celebrate this victory, especially with this being with it being a big rivalry between Waterford and Kilkenny. So look, listen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. My name is Aaron. Do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.